How's it going, everyone? Some unfortunate news. I am James Lynch. Today is December 1st. We just found out from ESPN's Ariel Helwani that Khamzat Chimaev and Leon Edwards will not be taking place on December 19th. This according to ESPN's Ariel Helwani. Like I mentioned, it's Leon Edwards who tests positive for COVID-19. We had heard some rumblings before that Khamzat Chimaev has tested positive. So as of right now, this fight is off the December 19th card. Some really terrible news. I'll bring up Ariel's tweet here and just look at the story. So you can see here, Leon Edwards, Khamzat Chimaev isn't happening on December 19th per sources. Unfortunately, Edwards recently tested positive for COVID. UFC is hoping to rebook the fight in early 2021, sources say. I mean, that's the good news. This fight, I think, made a lot of sense for both guys in terms of the matchup. With Edwards being, hasn't fought since July of 2019, and he needs to fight something that's going to get him a lot of attention, an opponent, and that was Khamzat Chimaev. And for Chimaev, this is a fast track towards a welterweight title shot. So it was a huge fight. Glad to see they're rebooking it as opposed to getting a new opponent there for Chimaev or whoever. I know a lot of people would like to see Chimaev fight, but this, I think, was a great fight for both guys. I talked about this earlier when the fight was announced. I think it makes a lot of sense. So glad to see they're potentially rebooking this one. It's another COVID case. I mean, last week it was Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis. We had Kevin Holland obviously testing positive. So a lot of switch ups with this COVID-19 stuff. As we look here, just at the story, it says sources, Edwards and Khamzat Chimaev off after Edwards test positive for COVID-19. Man, you got to feel for Leon Edwards. This guy's had the worst luck, right? He was supposed to fight Woodley at UFC London, and then that ends up getting canceled because of the whole COVID thing, and then he can't get over to the U.S. because of COVID-19 and the restrictions, and then he was offered the fight against Kamaru Usman at welterweight. He couldn't take it because, again, he couldn't train. So just a lot of crazy stuff happening there. It's just nuts here. And like you said, Edwards has won 8 in a row, hasn't fought since July of 2019. Chimaev has had a fantastic 2020 in terms of the fights, 3-0 in the UFC, dismantling all of his opponents. I mean, Chimaev, was in the running for Fighter of the Year. He may still get it, but, having beat Leon Edwards would have absolutely secured that for him, I think. And now him not getting to fight this year is a real bummer. So like I said, I'll go over it one more time. Edwards Chimaev is not happening December 19th. Edwards testing positive for COVID. UFC hoping to rebook the fight in early 2021. We'll see what card that might be on. Some of the cards are filling up. Let's check Tapology here real quick and see what cards could use some firepower. Obviously, they're not going to put it on the McGregor card. I mean, this is main event worthy for sure. So maybe one of the fight nights, but we'll look in here, right? We've got, the fight night on the 16th, Holloway Cater. That's not going to happen. That's obviously too early. Poirier McGregor is not going to happen. Let me zoom in here for you guys can see a little bit better. Poirier McGregor is not going to happen. Maybe this fight night on January 30th. Right now, it's just got Matt Brown and Carlos Condit. Maybe that's one they could put it on if they're talking early 2021. You got Overeem and Volkov. You could knock them off and put this fight on there too. And then 258's got Usman and Burns. Maybe you save it for UFC 258, but that's not really early 2021. Early 2021 would be in January. So there you go. Let me get back on camera here for a second. Not going to answer any questions here today. Like I mentioned, guys, this is just a quick reaction video, but I'm of the belief they should keep this fight intact and just rebook it as opposed to giving Chimaev anyone else. I know they could have pulled maybe Wonder Boy from his fight with Jeff Neal or vice versa, but no, let's keep this matchup going. I want to see this fight take place. I think for both guys, it makes a lot of sense. So that's how I stand on the fight. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you think about this fight being off? Do you think they should have done a replacement for Chimaev in the fight? Or do you want to see the fight stay intact? And also, it's something I didn't even talk about. I would assume Wonderboy Thompson and Jeff Neal is going to be the main event now. I'm fine with that being the main event. I mean, it's already a pretty stacked card as it is, so I'm fine with that happening as well. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lynch on Sports. I'm James Lynch, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day here.